Greetings. And now we come to day two of the Get Task Done challenge. How was yesterday? Were you able to try out the quiz and the mini task, the scavenger hunt? If not, you can watch the replay. If you're watching live, you can just simply mention that you are hashtag live over here. And if you are later on watching it as a replay, you can just put down hashtag replay. So my name is Shireen Khan. A short introduction that I would give to you is that uh, I started as a social entrepreneur about 28 years ago. It was volunteer work, but slowly and gradually, as things picked up, as I started to evolve, I graduated myself into uh, an academic coach, and slowly and gradually, I gained more qualifications and evolved into being a life coach. Now I am a business coach for solo operating online women entrepreneurs as well as stay home moms and students. So if you are either of these, or even if you are not, you can take it this session as a message that you can carry forward to people in your circles who might need it, who can save their effort and time, who can have a work-life balance in a very productive manner, and do things in an effortless way so that they can enjoy their life, they can have time for their own self, and they can have time for their family or work on the projects that they love to do. So this is how I have lived my life, bringing up my own 5 kids who are now grown up, and I'm sharing this message and my practical tips with you. The topic of yesterday, as a small recap I'll share, was about self. Who are you? Who do you think you are? What are your strengths? Uh, how can they be opportunity as well as threat? And what are your weaknesses? And how can weakness be an opportunity in spite of having some potential threats? And then we talked about having a vision board. So all the things that you collected yesterday, you can put them down on the vision board and keep on improving it. You can create a digital vision board, that's totally fine with me, as long as you are able to raise your vibe and you are able to focus in ways that help you. So the topic for today is the most important one after self, and that is time. How do you see time? What does time mean for you? Are you happy the way you spend your time, or are you worried the way it is getting wasted? Today I'll share a few tips, all practical examples that I've tried and tested over years. Today Facebook prompted up a memory about this same challenge 2 years ago. So when I say that this is the 8th round, uh, it's based on actuality. So the things that are very important regarding time, number one is your proactiveness. When you are able to be proactive, foresee a few things, your foresight helps you to look into the consequences of your vision or your actions, and you are able to prevent or avoid a lot of potential disasters or reduce the collateral damage. So when you are proactive, you are able to plan, and I'm checking my notes so that I don't miss out. And your preparedness helps to manage things with much ease, because there is very little room, even though you can keep a room for potential unforeseen happenings. Like, for example, I was giving a workshop from an international platform called SPELT, which is Society for English Language Society of Pakistan for English Language Teachers. I'm a lifetime member for there, and I presented there number of times since 2012. So the thing is that in spite of all preparedness, all proactive preparedness, uh, the internet cancelled out that day because the internet service decided to do some maintenance work. While everyone was there, all my preparedness did not work. But what I did was, how I managed to promptly work it out was, I promised them to give another session on another day. And it turned out that the group of 30 plus people, all of them were not available on the other dates, and I ended up doing 3 sessions. So all that preparedness and my proactiveness helped me to build a goodwill and to uh, handle the same situation with strength and courage, and I was able to conduct that workshop 3 times. And when I work with my working as a stay-home mom, as almost a full-time mom, and I'm taking care of 2 senior parents. One of them is on her deathbed. May God give her ease. And then obviously I need to do the house chores also. So although I now do have some help, but the thing is that one needs to focus and organize a lot of things simultaneously, and it requires work if we are prompt, prepared, and proactive. So how we are able to do this is that when we prioritize our tasks or projects, and we are able to schedule them on the calendar as well as on the reminders, and when we set a timer, like I have a timer on top of my screen right now, which helps me to stay focused and take care of the time duration that I have to speak. Setting that time, setting that schedule helps you in many ways. And what happens is that carrying from day one, when you do the brain dump, you just jot down all the ideas, and then if you use colors, it just becomes much more interesting, and you connect the dots and join the similar ideas, and finally you can clump them or chunk them up into different categories, and in this way the long unending to-do list, which never gets happened, which, which barely gets checked off all the things on the list, it just becomes organized, and it's like just 3 categories to focus on in a day, and you are able to get much more done in a much more fulfilled manner. So the thing is that when you work like the seconds needle on the hour on the clock, it helps you to keep your momentum, enthusiasm as a momentum at the same pace, no matter which time of the day is, whether you are stressed, whether you are burnt out, or whether you are just simply feeling genuinely lazy. If you are not, you can give yourself a promptness test or a proactiveness test, which is just count backwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up. If you are able to get up, it was procrastination. But if you are not able to get up, then most probably you are already overworked, you are being an alcoholic, or you have been an alcoholic and had too much on your plate to eat or to chew. So these are some of the main reasons why things don't work out and we struggle with time, because our priorities either are not set or we haven't visualized through. It's like doing a mental walk, right? When you jot down all your points, like when you brain dump You are able to manage your things because you are able to sort them out, not just have a to-do list. Why I say this is, from the point of view of NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, is how we are wired or how our mind works. The thing is that the way our mind goes is like one, two, three, too many. Like by the time you come to four, your mind is already getting into a brain freeze. So to prevent that and outsmart the mind chatter, either to quieten it, and if it can't be quietened, then the easiest way is to play along, and the best way to play along is brain dump your ideas. And if your mind says it can't be done, uh, you can't do it, and so on, figure out why you can't do it. Just write them down, because important decisions are made on paper, not on your mind. Mind has been created by God, or a universe, if you want to say, for creative thinking. So let it do its role, perform its role, and what you can do on your own is jot down all your ideas, all the potential disasters, all your doubts, all your skepticism, as well as not just the negative things, but also all of your resources that you have. And resources are limitless, because when you feel resourceful, whether you have all the tools or not, you can achieve more than you expect yourself to achieve. I'll give you an example. Uh, we all use social media and Facebook. I came across a picture in which it was a picture of African children who were playing snooker. Do you know how they were playing snooker? They had made out the balls out of mud and created a, a table or a platform where they had placed those balls with holes on it, on the corners, and they were using tree branches. So where there is a will, there is a way. Otherwise, uh, if you are not able to set up things, you just get exhausted, and you are able to barely get much done. But if you want to get tasks done, these are the easiest shortcuts for you. So do tell me if you have done your multiple intelligences quiz yesterday. If you have not, or if you don't have the quiz, just mention quiz in the comments below, and I will share it with you after the session. So yesterday's virtual scavenger hunt had a few tasks, very small and easy ones, and today I have different related to time. So when you think of time, what is the first word or quote that comes in your mind? It can be name of a movie also. Number 2, what is your burning question regarding time? What is your burning question regarding time? You can watch the replay if even if you miss out the questions right now. Then third, when you think of time, which image or picture comes to your mind? Then, regarding time, what is most important to you? And finally, how do you work best? Do you work alone, or you work best with people? Do you micromanage things, or do you delegate things but do also supervise? Because when we delegate, it does not mean that we just throw off things off our shoulders onto somebody else's and have the reason to complain. The purpose of leveraging is to create an ease so that you can focus on your strengths and hand over some other tasks which are either your weaknesses or not much of your strength to people for whom it is a strength. For example, like if, some time ago my laptop was not working, and I could learn how to mend a laptop, but I just called in a team member who could get it fixed, and it got done. Simple. So instead of dwelling over it, instead of complaining or cribbing over it, moaning over it, it just is such a waste of your time. Time is precious, it does not come back. So the easiest way is to handle it with care. So you need to set up uh, two lines or two boundaries. When we talk of boundary setting, usually it looks like boundaries are like walls, but it's basically lines. So you need to place a set of line, like a line around yourself, as to what you are going to do and not. Like it's like saying no to yourself or and your mind that no, not now. So you're using the power of not now. And there are times when you need to use the power of now, be where you are doing the important task that you are doing and giving it your 100%. The second boundary line is needs to be around the other people, so that you don't uh, cross over into their boundaries. You mind your own business and also say no to them and not allow them to get into your business, giving you advice or something that they don't either have any experience of, or it's not a right time, or they might be doing it in a manner that just puts you down more than uplifting you. These are all the things that uh, help you to preserve your time, value it for yourself, and get your tasks done. So it's like prioritizing, setting a time duration. I use my countdown timer. That's the easiest, maybe most common sense thing, but sometimes we just uh, lose the track of it. And then foreseeing what potential issues can come up, we can be prompt in how we handle those situations. Have a buffer time or a transition time from one task to another, because we are not a switch on and off uh, gadget. What we need is we transition from one thing to another, and a lot of things that we do are backed by emotions. The amount of emotion and attention that we invest in something determines the quality of how we are living that moment or how we are delivering that task. Because how we do one thing is usually how we do all the other things. So let's start again with gratitude. What are you grateful for regarding time today? So do you remember yesterday's sentence? It was, I am grateful for dash because. This because helps to really focus on how you look at it and how you feel or immerse the experience. I'll state mine. I'm grateful for this time and all the people who have shown up live and who watch it later, who support the mission of the idea that tasks can be done, and it is valuable and important, even if we get the support for 5 days and do it within a specific time. Are you feeling any better? So if you're feeling better, just for yourself, not for me, I'm not looking for validation. I'm just spreading my message for those who need it and who can benefit from it. If that's you, you can just post a reaction for yourself and express it for yourself, because you will feel good when you do it. So today we are going to do the meditation, which will be on sacral chakra. This second chakra is deals with our management of pleasure, how we relate to pleasure. Because if we uh, constantly focus on negative experiences or negative associations, the level of pleasure comes down, and don't look forward to our tasks, and that is how we just don't have the motivation, and we look for external motivation or validation. And when we don't get it, that further lowers our ability to get the task done. But if the motivation comes from within, then we have better uh, chances of getting the task done. So let's start. Close your eyes, take a long deep breath. Make sure when you take a deep breath in, your stomach comes out, fills up your lungs and your belly. So take a deep breath in and imagine a glowing orange color. Breathe it through your nose and allow it to immerse and enrich your entire body from your head to your toe. So as you sit motionless, become aware of the change and movement that continues in your body, your heartbeat, blood flow around your body, cellular activity that invisibly rejuvenates your whole being. Your every breath celebrates life, nourishing you with everything you need for a healthy, enjoyable life. Focus on the gentle movement of your abdomen as you breathe. Imagine it filled with a warm orange glow representing joy and vitality, both of which are available to you in abundance. Bring to mind pleasurable experiences. It can be one or many. Recollect all the senses that will bring that moment back to life for you now, in this present moment. Remember how you felt. Recall the colors around you, the people, if there were people around you at that time, the textures, shapes, sounds, smells, and tastes. Shift this image to your abdomen so that the warm orange glow suffuses it, magnifying the experience and making it even more satisfying and joyous. Surrender your body to the pleasures of that moment, something you deserve to experience and relive every day of your life. Take a deep breath in and absorb it into yourself. You can again have the same experience every time you put your mind to it. Know that your life can be a succession of wonderful beneficial experiences if you choose it to be so. Be determined to look for the opportunities, the love, the joy, and the fun in all you do today, because you deserve it. Allow yourself at least to begin to deserve it. Allow yourself to be prepared to embrace change or alter a few things creatively, and just focus. If you're sacrificing or making sacrifice just to suit others, if it's dysfunctional, allow yourself to begin to at least think of saying no creatively, uh, catering to needs of yourself and others, in a productive manner. Respect your female and male aspects one step at a time, and focus on creative alternates for different situations and creative responses instead of reacting. Do you feel better to give than to receive? Allow to accept gifts with pleasure and give others something back too. Allow them to also have the joy of giving. If you believe that your desires, in order for your desires to be met, you need to sacrifice first, just focus that you need to balance it also, and sometimes just ask for what you deserve and desire from others instead of just giving sacrifices. If there's someone you admire, just focus on mirroring them and see, if you were there, how would your beliefs shift. Take a long deep breath in, slowly and gradually rub your hands, and when you feel like it, open your eyes. Now you can use your rubbed hands to wash your face, to relax, look around, come into the present moment, connect to the surroundings, and just tap your head with your fingers, and with light fists you can pat your head and feel relaxed. How was it? Did I put everyone to sleep again? It happens when I am doing the meditation. People tend to go to sleep because I don't see any activity. So if you have any questions, please feel free to share. Do share how you save time, or what are your tricks and tips to do that. Today I will share something that I made for myself. I just jot down pointers on cards. I got these made. I used to sell them also. So if you want this memory enhancer folders, just write down folders, and I'll get back to you. And it's easy and convenient. I can put it in the bag. I used to use it for learning for my studies, and also to keep a track of things that I need to keep a track of, because you can't remember everything all the time. And if you set a reminder, then sometimes you need a reminder for the reminder also. Has that happened to you? It has happened to me so many times. So, besides these, I'll show you some of my calendars also. I'm a very calendar person, so it's just full of things. This is the ultimate life makeover method of T. Harv Eker that I use. So I have 1 week for top priority area, and the second week for the balance category. If I have a list of things, then out of them I just pick out one and make it the top priority. Focus on it, one thing a day, one easily doable, enjoyable action, and I keep a track on it. So in this way, when I write down everything there, like notable things, not the sad ones or the downsides, so it helps me to assure myself that I'm doing something at least productive, one thing every day. So it just gets filled up like this. So this is one of my favorite calendars. Then I've created some of my own. I made an entire booklet out of it. This is my 5-year plan. So I have all the months on it, and I just jot them out, because with my 5 kids I was just jotting everything down of what was there for each child. Then I used to collect calendars also, so I found this on a BASF diary, and it has a row to write down all the projects, then it has months on it, and at the end of the year there is a review column also. I really love this calendar. And obviously then you need to get into a little more detail and jot down when any activity needs to happen. So once you get it out of your head, it's on paper, it's easier to decide, it's easier to manage, and it doesn't create overwhelm, and it constantly gives you a reminder. Every time you look at it, you are able to manage those things. This is another calendar. It's a 10-year calendar. And what I did was, it was obviously on A3, so I went to the photostat shop and I asked them to print it out on A3, so it was big. And then it was much more easier than to just scribble tiny dots into it. And then I copied this style from the Google Calendar, and I manage my 7 days, in fact sometimes 10 days. Like I divide my month sometimes for certain projects into 3 sets, like 10 days for each, so it's easier for me to remember also date wise. First chunk, second chunk, third chunk, the entire month gets covered, and have the time ready also. So sometimes when you need to have appointments for doctors or from someone else, you can just jot it down on the calendar that such and such person is available on this date and this date. So you can revolve around it and create your schedules or activities around it. And it's said, like my mentor used to say, that if you are able to organize 8 hours, and 8 hours in the way that 4 main tasks or priorities of that day, and divide it into chunks of 2 hours. It could be distributed manner, like for example, I'm a Muslim, and when we pray, what we do is we pray 5 times a day. So we don't pray at one go, we pray it in smaller sessions, and that altogether comes down to around 2 hours, and so on, other things. So it's so much easier to block that time on the calendar for things that can't move, like if you need to send kids to school, obviously it needs to be on one specific time. When they're coming back, it's a one specific time. So whatever there is to do, you need to do it in between that time. That's for moms especially, and so on. So having a timetable in this way, you may not be able to follow it very strictly, but at least it clarifies your vision, and you can at least walk through or visualize your day, that I'll be doing this, then next I'll do this and this, and in this manner it's so much easier. In case there are any interruptions, at least expect interruptions and distractions to happen, but then you won't be thrown off, or you won't get off track just because distractions come in. So thank you so much for all the good responses and reactions and thumbs up. Looking forward to feedback, even if it is criticism, because criticisms help me to improve and look at perspectives I might have missed out. Looking forward to hearing more from you. Thank you.